Hi, this is Ken Risver. We're going to talk about writing an equation of a circle given the endpoints of a diameter. I will first of all draw a picture of what you're given. All right, if you're given the endpoints of a diameter is a special chord. Chords are line segments that connect any 2 points on a circle. They're called chords. So you have a lot of them. But a diameter is a special chord because it goes through the center. It's a diameter by definition is a chord that goes through the center, or it's the widest chord possible. So since the diameter always contains the center and the diameter is a straight line, we know that the center is always found at the midpoint of the chord or the diameter. I'm sorry. So if we can find the midpoint, then we can find the center. If we find the length of the diameter and divide it by 2, we have the radius. Or if we find the center and then we measure out from the center to one of the 2 points we were given, we'll find the radius. So we have some options here. And of course, if you know the center and the radius, you can write the equation of the circle in standard form, which says x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And so we'll do that. We'll do one of those ways of doing it. So let me erase this. First of all, I'm going to graph my 2 points. Um, and then I'm going to find their midpoint. I'm going to find the distance between them so I can figure out the radius. So first point is 2 comma 5. So let me push that over and make room. 2 comma 2 over 5 up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one endpoint of my diameter. And because that's actually a point that would be on the circle, I can fill it in completely. Negative 3 comma 1, negative 3 up 1 is right there. And if you do graph these points geometrically, you can very easily figure out where the midpoint is by just counting up and over from 1. Up is up 4. So if all the way to the next point is up 4, up to the midpoint is up 2. And then if it's over 5, which it is here, then it would be over 2.5 to get to the midpoint. So the midpoint is right there at negative 0.5 comma 3. Now mathematically, how do we find it? Well, the midpoint is the average of the x's comma the average of the y's. So a formula they sometimes write is x1. Let me do this. Midpoint equals x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And that's basically the average of the x coordinates, comma, the average of the y. So you have 2 plus negative 3 divided by 2. That's negative 1 over 2, or negative 0.5, comma, y1 plus y2, 5 plus 1 over 2, that's 6 over 2, which is 3. So we have a geometric way of finding it, counting whatever, and a mathematical way over here. Well, once you know that, how do you find the radius? I know the center, so now I know my h and my k, so I can fill in that minus 1/2 squared plus y minus 3 squared, but I still need to figure out my r squared. Well, my r squared is very easy to find. I can either do it by using Pythagorean's theorem or the distance formula, and I can do it from this point to that point and divide that result by 2, or I can do it from this point into the center. And in this case, I'll do from the 2 points that I was given. So imagine, if you will, with me, the triangle formed by these 2 points. It's 5 wide and 4 high. So using Pythagorean's theorem, I know that this diameter, d, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The leg squared plus the other leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared, which is the diameter. So 5 squared plus 4 squared equals diameter squared. 25 plus 16 equals d squared. And so that's 41 equals d squared, where d equals the square root of 41. And if d equals the square root of 41, then r equals the square root of 41 over 2, which means r squared equals 41 over 4. Square the top, square the bottom to get r squared. Square of the top is 41, square of the bottom is 4. So r squared is 41 over 4, so you can write this as 41 over 4. And that is it. The only thing you might want to simplify is the double negative here, and that's x plus 1 half squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 41 over 4. And that's how you'd get the equation. If you wanted to fill in some more points, you could fill in this one. You could fill in this one. That's going 2.5 over and 2 down. 2.5 over, 2 down. I could also go 2.5 down and 2 over to get some more. But if I have that many points, that should be sufficient, and I should be able to go in and draw my circle as best as I can. This isn't going to be pretty, though, I promise you that, but a good sketch. Ah, come on, I want a good sketch. It's not perfect, but whatever. There you go. You get an idea. And that's how you can do it. Um, Distance formula to find the radius, or the other option you have is if you have the center and a point. Now we're back to the video that I made before this. Using the center and a point, you can plug them in, the point as x comma y, the center as h comma k, and you can also solve for r that way. You can use Pythagorean theorem with 2 and 2.5 instead. So you could do this triangle, 2 and 2.5, and figure out r that way. So you have some options. It's really up to you. Um, I hope this was helpful, and have a good night. Bye-bye.